While Sonic is the most obvious character to come to mind when you think of playing a Sonic the Hedgehog game, the franchise is filled with many diverse members of his supporting cast that over the years, players have had the option of controlling on their adventures through Mobius, and many of them come with their own unique skill set that mixes things up, appeasing to many a gamer's playing style. Now this isn't the case with every Sonic title that's been released, but one thing is for sure, it's a feature that Sonic fans all over the world truly adore. So today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 best fighters in Sonic. And no, we are not talking about the game Sonic the Fighter specifically in this video, in case you're wondering. Instead, we're looking at all the playable Sonic characters and listing off why they're great fighters to use over the course of many a game. Number 10 spot goes to Cream the Rabbit and Cheese. Now Cream and Cheese are not the first characters to come to mind when you think about fighters in the Sonic series, but turns out they're full of surprises, or at least they are in the Sonic Advance games, where they're one of the best selections when it comes to fighting bosses. Cream's flight abilities allow you to avoid the offensive attacks of bosses really well, and you can throw cheese at a boss without having to move, making it incredibly easy to take on those big bads. And fun fact, Cheese was originally crafted to be a character to teach new beginners and newbies to the franchise how the mechanics of the games worked, but ended up becoming Cream's sidekick in order to retain her sweet innocent persona. Up next, number 9, Vector the Crocodile. When Vector was slated to return after Knuckles' Chaotix in Sonic Heroes, he, along with Charmy and Espio the Chameleon, had a bit of an overhaul. This resulted in Vector being molded into a power-type character in order to balance out Team Chaotix in the game. Vector uses both his jaws and arms in battle. He can destroy boulders and thick metal alloys, and can crush enemies with the weight of his blows combined with his body, which has been known to create shockwaves. His jaw crushes enemies too, and he can shoot projectiles. All that, and he's actually kinda fast. When keeping up with the fast-paced characters of the Sonic universe, Vector rolls up into a ball to accelerate, or to jump on top of enemies and crush them. Up next, number 8, Espio the Chameleon. Espio is a speed type, and is a master of camouflage. He's incredibly acrobatic, has undergone extensive ninja training, and he likes to employ stealth and trickery when facing off against foes. One of his stealth techniques is his camouflage trick that allows him to change his color scheme in order to appear invisible. He's even given Sonic a run for his money back in Sonic Generations during the Espio Master of Camouflage Challenge Act. In Sonic the Fighters, Espio showed off another trick of his, a prehensile tongue, which he can use as a short-range projectile attack or as a grappling hook. In our number 7 spot, Amy Rose. Amy Rose is one of the oldest members of the Sonic roster of pals, and she's definitely proven herself a worthy foe over the years. She wields a Pico Pico hammer with little to no effort, a weapon that has enough force to smash through metal, send enemies soaring, create whirlwinds and shockwaves, and even allow her to use it as a means of flight. In addition to that, she's quite acrobatic, and is proficient in applying attacks while airborne. Needless to say, you wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of one of Amy's moves. Up next, number 6, Rouge the Bat. Moving on to another female fan favorite, Rouge the Bat is another character with a surprising amount of strength, known to rival that of Knuckles the Echidna. Her strength, though, is in her lower body, making her kicks tremendously powerful, and she's been known to shatter boulders and leave dents in thick steel walls. Her precision is also noteworthy too. Agile and acrobatic, she's capable of flight and often glides in combat. In addition to this, she's a great climber and digger. Lots of abilities. In our number 5 spot, Miles Tails Prower. Tails is arguably the most intelligent of Sonic's crew, but when it comes to fighting, he's no lightweight. His genetic abnormality, his 2 fluffy tails, provide for really powerful attacks, and allows for him to have an airborne advantage. His tails also have been known to move so fast that they can cut through objects. While on the ground, Tails can run up to speeds of 768 miles per hour on average. Tails overall is more of a tactical fighter. While he lacks the power that some of his pals have in hand-to-hand combat, he uses his physical differences to his advantage. His tails become like whips, and he can lash out with significant power, reaching across a wide range. In addition to all of this, Tails combined with one of his inventions or a piece of machinery can be quite deadly. And at number 4, Blaze the Cat. Blaze's abilities have been known to rival Sonic's in the past. She's remarkably fast, can move at high speeds, has wicked quick reflexes, and is pyrokinetic. The last ability of hers has made her an outstanding foe, and she has quite the mastery over it. She can use her flames delicately enough to defrost frozen creatures without harming them, and she can manipulate flames in her environment at her will. Her fighting style is graceful, being compared to the movements of a ballerina, and she typically combines physical blows from her legs with fiery attacks. Moving on to number 3, we've got Knuckles. If your fists had sharp spikes on them, you'd probably be considered real tough and dangerous too, right? Aside from his most obvious trait and namesake, Knuckles is often considered the strongest character in the Sonic franchise when it comes to muscle. Knuckles' strength is said to be equal to Sonic's speed. He's said to be capable of lifting between 100 to 500 metric tons. He can launch punches with enough force to cause air molecules to split and create explosions, and he can run at speeds that can keep up with Sonic to an extent. He also has a ridiculous amount of stamina, and can hold off armies of enemies without needing much rest. Not too shabby for a character best known for a meme these days. In our number 2 spot is Shadow. Shadow uses guns. Why bother using multiple spin dashes to take out your furry adorable opponent when you could just shoot them in the face? That ridiculous fact aside, Shadow has been stated to be almost the equivalent of Sonic in speed and power. This means his abilities are practically on par with the best fighter in the series. While our number 1 is now pretty obvious from that statement, let's take a look at what Shadow can do before moving on. Shadow may not equal Knuckles in strength, but he's been known to lift and toss things many times his own weight, including buses, trucks, and slabs of concrete. His air shoes is where his speed comes from, but his powerful body is what makes him a real threat. He's incredibly athletic, acrobatic, and agile. He's extremely resistant to damage, and he too can tap into the power of the Chaos Emeralds. And last but not least, in at number 1, we've got Sonic the Hedgehog. Simply put, Sonic is the fastest thing in the universe. He's the fastest thing alive, running at speeds far greater than Mach 1. He's incredibly skilled and experienced, having fought against a wide variety of foes since his early days in 1991 in the Sonic the Hedgehog original game. In addition to all of his innate abilities, when tapping into the power of the Chaos Emeralds and using L7, he can enter a super state commonly known as Supersonic, which is considered his ultimate form, and all of his abilities become that much more powerful with it. He can also fly and is near invulnerable. Although it's worth noting that this state eats up a lot of energy, and can't be maintained for a prolonged period of time. Sonic's also achieved other transformations too: Hypersonic, Darkspine Sonic, Excalibur Sonic, and his most comically received form, Sonic the Werehog. Regardless of all this, Sonic at his base level has proven to amount to a number of impressive feats, and minus that one time where he was murdered in Sonic 06, no one has ever really been able to defeat Sonic in battle. Alright, there we have it friends, which of these Sonic characters are your favorites to play as? And what other characters in the Sonic universe do you wish were playable? Give us a shout with all of your picks in those comments below. If you dug this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and be sure to take a look at the playlist on your screen for more Sonic and gaming videos. In the meantime though, thanks for watching everybody. I'll catch you all in the next video.